Imagine you're a millionaire, and the first thing you do is you buy a bigger house with a supercar, maybe a Lamborghini, a Bugatti, whatever it is. But now you have to consider how this decision affects your life. For instance, you might have to spend more time cleaning and maintaining the house because it's a lot bigger than what you originally had. And you might just end up hiring someone, but then that involves someone else living with you as well. Do you trust this person? That's also another privacy issue that you might have. And you also have to be very careful of where you park the car, because there might be people that might do car theft, especially depending on the neighborhood. Or you might attract the wrong crowd. Either way, you've gone from thinking about the consequences of something as you do when you conduct a thought experiment to now thinking about the consequences of the consequences. And this is exactly what is known as second order thinking. This is something that I personally use a lot in my day-to-day because it really makes you think of the long-term consequences rather than just the short-term benefits and whether it outweighs the short-term benefits. Consider the use of antibiotics in livestock industries. When farmers started to give antibiotics to their cattle, they were only fixated in the first order consequences, which was to get bigger cattle because they can make more money and more profits. But then that led to second order consequences, which they did not even consider. Some of these strains of the bacteria survived from these antibiotics, and these were the only ones left to reproduce. And then they gained a sense of immunity against the antibiotics, and this spread it across the food chain. Hence, you can see the overuse of antibiotics may have had positive consequences in the short term where they made a lot of profits, but it led to negative consequences for the long term. That's why it's very important with decisions we've considered the potential second order consequences to reassess our choices that we make, where the long term costs may outweigh the short term benefits significantly. For example, I crave a candy bar. Everyone does at some point, especially when you're trying to go on a cut and a shred. And it tastes so good. I get this dopamine hit once I eat it, and it's like amazing. Like I feel amazing. I feel great. I feel powerful for a few seconds. And that's like the first order effect of sugar. But say I do this every single day for like 10 years from now, then I would experience second order consequence of literally obesity or something even horrible like that, and having negative moments on a regular basis from that point after. However, it's important to note that not all second order consequences are obviously bad, and there can also be positive outcomes that can happen as well. Hence, you want to focus on making good decisions in life for short term and also long term. So you can use this to your advantage to bring other people to your side and also bring out the best of them as well. For example, continuous learning and application. At first, you invest a bit of energy and time and money, probably into learning new skills or gaining new knowledge, and you may go through a phase of something known as the trough of sorrow. You get a huge spike, you feel amazing when you first try and learn a skill, you tell other people, and you feel like you actually are learning something, and you get a dopamine hit, literally, when you literally first start learning something and you tell other people. But then that excitement slowly starts to wear off as you come across the more difficult challenges. And you experience like this phase of sorrow, which is what they call it, and feel like you're making absolutely no progress, which is the point where most people actually end up giving up. So although you had some short-term benefits like people praising you and you feel great and you're learning something, you know some knowledge of some topic, but you haven't really applied it as much, and especially tested it in difficult scenarios. Now you're at a point of where you want to almost give up because it's just too hard. However, if you keep learning, continuously applying a couple of techniques, which I'll probably do a separate video on, and you keep applying the skill, well then you start to slowly gain more confidence. And then you reach this point where you're persevering and learning from mistakes, and you adapt, and you refine strategies, and then you gain valuable insights of what works and what doesn't. Then you can benefit in the long run, where you see exponential results and growth that happens in success, which then fosters for creativity and problem solving and increased self-confidence. So an action step that I recommend is before you click any video on YouTube, and this is also the trap in self-improvement, you can fall into this tutorial hell, they call it, where you just keep watching one tutorial and another, but you never really apply any of this stuff. So instead, be more intentional with these things. This will reduce your procrastination. Think about what exactly is your goal. What do you actually want to achieve? Before you even clicked on this video, what did you want out of this video? Instead of some dopamine hit and just like feel like this, you have this false sense of hope or false confidence where you feel like you know more than your average Joe and you feel superior to them. I understand, because like I've experienced this, and I know some people that have experienced this in part of self-improvement, where you just watch videos every single day and you feel like you're actually superior to other people because you have some sort of very rare knowledge or something, you feel like, but you haven't really applied any of this. You've only just inherited some knowledge and you're not superior to anyone else, to be honest. You got to think about how will this actually benefit you, like before you click any video. And if not now, but later on down the line, such as, or helping you reach your goals especially. And practice this with every decision you make. Be more intentional with your goals and everything that you do in life, considering especially the next order consequences. Will this really benefit me in the long term, and how will I apply this, and etc. Not just the short-term benefits of getting a dopamine hit. So if you like to enjoy this video, then like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next part of the mental model and critical thinking series.